What's the biggest lie people believe about real estate?
So people feel like it's expensive to buy real estate, and
I-
that's a lie. I say it's expensive because I want to buy Banana Island. The reason why they feel it's expensive is because sometimes they just want to buy where their ego is. They don't want to buy where their money is.
So for the common man, for the poor man,
Mm.
how can he be a property owner or a land owner in this economic situation?
It's to do JVs, buy with a friend.
What's James? Branding episode of One Reason podcast. And right here, I am with Creda Obianime, and she's an excellent real estate agent. I think one I've come to know so far, and she has made exceeding heights in real estate business. So today I have my friend and my troublemaker, Creda. Yes, Creda, how are you doing today?
I'm very much fine. Thank you. Thanks for having me here. It's a privilege to be in your podcast today.
Okay, so basically, you've been known around real estate business and nothing more.
Yeah, so I am sorry. I am not an agent. Yeah, I am a real estate consultant.
Glad to glad to receive that correction. Okay, real estate consultants. Meanwhile, let's start. What is real estate?
Hmm. So people feel or say that real estate is just the buying and the selling of lands.
Okay,
But for me, it's different. I feel like, or I would explain that real estate is the only assets that feeds you, shelter you, and keeps your legacy all at the same time. So yes, it's the buying and selling of land, but let's not forget that this is the core reason why I am doing real estate. Why is real estate not like hair? Hair, buying hair and selling hair.
yeah.
It's just it gives you this legacy you want, it fits you, it shelters you, and it does it all together at the same time. So that's real estate.
Okay, so when with your own explanation of what real estate is, so it's actually a business.
It is.
Okay, so what's the biggest lie people believe about real estate?
So people feel like it's expensive to buy real estate, and
It,
that's a lie.
isn't it?
It's not.
How?
It's not. And the reason why they feel it's expensive is because sometimes they just want to buy where their ego is. They don't want to buy where their money is. I say it's expensive because I want to buy Banana Island.
Okay,
I say it's expensive because I want to buy Brains and Amman City. I want to buy Lekki Phase 1.
okay.
But we forget that there is Ibeju Lekki, there is Luke Bay, there is Airport Axis, there is Omar Grad, there is Igrita. So it's not really expensive. What we should say is that it's people say it's expensive because they have lesser knowledge of it. So they are ignorant about the process. So they just conclude that it's expensive.
Okay. Now, looking about Nigerian economic situation today,
Mm,
a lot of people, even with this your explanation, we still feel it's expensive.
yeah.
So for the common man, for the poor man,
Mm.
how can he get, how can he be a partaker of real estate? How can he be a property owner or a land owner in this economic situation?
It's to do JVs, buy with a friend,
What's James?
joint venture. You have to buy with somebody
Okay.
and create a contract or a document surrounding it that both of you benefit from. And sometimes we just want to be greedy, we want to get everything for ourselves, but we forget the idea of collaboration. We forget the idea of partnership. I can decide to buy a property with my friends with the right clauses in the document. Now, the reason why people are scared of JVs is because if I die today, automatically my partner takes the property.
Hmm.
That's one thing that most persons will not tell you. But if you have a good lawyer and she puts a clause around it that says, if somebody dies today, somebody dies today, then his next of kin, his wife, or whoever it is, has or retains the same share he had to this property.
Hmm.
So the partner don't just collect everything.
Okay.
So you can buy with a friend and start small. There is payment plan. You can spread your payment for properties in 1 year, 2 years. And now we have the mortgage system that says you can buy and spread your payment for 20 years.
Okay. So have you listened to Apostle Femi Lazarus podcast with this guy? I've forgotten his name.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did.
So he made a statement that caught my eye and has my attention for quite a while, where he says, um, real estate is not profitable for the buyers.
Who said so? There is a clause, if you watch the podcast to the end, there is a clause where he talked about the fact that rich people don't tell you how they do real estate. Now, it's not profitable, or it's not like it's not profitable to the buyer. Is that it's not profitable to the late buyers.
To the late buyers.
Yes, because now this is one thing that rich people will not tell you. They buy properties where you've not even heard about it. If you hear a property in the market, it's late.
Okay.
It's really late.
So how do you hear of a property when the information is not out?
They will not even tell you that. You just have to be in the car.
So that's the problem. So
You just
that
have to
that's
be
it, that
in
still
the
brings
car.
me to the same thing, that real estate is not for the poor.
Is what says is not for the poor.
Because if you have to buy a property, and in order to benefit from that property, you have to buy it early, isn't it? And buying it early, which means you need to be in the cabal. The cabal are not meant for poor people.
Now, let's not forget where the origin of real estate is.
Okay.
Real estate has always been from the forefathers. Forget the fact that we are now making it look so luxury now.
Okay.
Remember when our grandpas used to buy large hectares of properties for farming,
Okay.
and then they pass it over to their children, pass it over to their children, pass it over to their children, right? Real estate is not just about buying luxury homes. You can go into agro real estate. And that poor man has a farm, that's real estate. But it's an agro part of real estate. So we see real estate as buying 5-bedroom terrace duplex. It's not it.
Okay.
That poor man has a cocoa farm. He has a palm fruit farm where they nurture palm oil, nurture cassava to sell gari. That's real estate.
Okay. As interesting as it is, what's the craziest thing a client has ever done while in purchase of property?
I wouldn't say client, I'll say a prospect, a lead.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there are a lot of crazy things. So, there are a lot of crazy things. The one that tells you with all audacity that they are buying this property for their wife, or a wife for their push gift. But for them to buy that property, you have to sleep with them. Why? That's crazy.
So unarguably, real estate is dangerous for young girls.
It's not dangerous. It's not dangerous for young girls, because if you eventually want to go into real estate, you have to just naturally be wise and develop wisdom. It's not dangerous for young girls. It's because now there are precautions that we take.
Okay.
It's also dangerous for guys too. It's dangerous. There's no business that's not dangerous.
I don't see guys in real estate.
What says?
Honestly, I don't. If you go online, and probably, in fact, 99.9999% of every real estate advert you see, it's a lady on a big ass somewhere, or
The
it's a
wrong
lady.
narratives that you guys have about this thing,
No. Or it's a lady on a good face card.
Okay.
It's either it is face card or the back card. Where I haven't. Honestly, I have. It's like hoping Jesus will come to see a guy saying something about real estate.
Yes.
Why is that?
That's not true. So, yes, real estate is more profitable, or it's
For the
a
ladies.
bit easier,
For the ladies.
for the ladies. But you can't say men are not, like, for the top developers are known, are guys.
Interesting.
Top developers.
I
You're
really
coming
love
from
to-
the angle of marketing.
Yes.
I'm coming from the angle of decision makers in projects,
Okay.
in holding projects, contracts, developing an estate before they give it out to marketers.
Okay.
Top of them are guys.
Okay. That's interesting. So have you ever regretted selling a property to someone? Have you ever regretted selling a property to someone?
I wouldn't say I regret it. I was just angry that God, this one would have just passed. But what I really regretted, I thought about for a while, was not stopping someone from buying a property. I think that's what I really regretted.
And why was that?
Because the person wanted to buy a property and I didn't want to make decisions for the person. I didn't want to say, don't buy. So what if he says don't buy and it was a profitable deal for him? I would have stopped him from making that deal. And I didn't want to say buy. You understand? So what if I said buy and it wasn't good? To say, but you told me to buy, so just do whatever you want to do. I knew that that was not a good variable because I didn't want to be part of his decision making
Okay.
to hold the responsibility. That was my early start in this. But right now, I could tell you no buy, and it bought, and it was a bad sale, and it doesn't hold me for it. I didn't tell him not to, and I didn't say you should, but I just felt I would have told him not to, and just stand firm and say don't buy. And if anything had happened, I would have just accepted and take the responsibility for it. So that's what I really regretted.
But women make better investors than men.
How would I say this now? So, research says that women tend to hold investment longer and they are not, what's the word? They're not impulsive
Okay.
to letting go their property.
Mm.
And that provides long term returns. The reason why, because the woman has a problem. Our first solution is not to sell her gold or her land. It's to look for someone that can give her that money to solve the problem. So they are not impulsive to selling their property. But if a man has an issue right now, because he doesn't want to ask for help, he goes back to the only help he has, which are his property or his investment, and he sells them.
You say if
Solve the problem.
a man doesn't want to ask for help, probably he doesn't want to ask for help. Do you think a man really has help?
You think they don't have help? Who doesn't have help? So if you have a circle that cannot help you financially when you need help, then you're in a poor circle. You just have to change it. Everybody has help. It's just the people around them that they find their safety.
Let me bring this into your space. Real estate. Between the men and the women, who have gotten more help?
In real estate.
Yes.
So last year, the company had a target, and their target was to do 800 million in the year. 850 million for the year.
Okay.
And their highest sale did over $1 billion. Was a guy. Was a guy. Not even a woman. If you see the space he gave the person that did 850,
and you feel he had help.
It's not even about help. You're talking about my space now.
Yes, I'm saying in your space. Between the male and the females, who gets more help? Who gets help the most?
In real estate?
Yes.
It's not even a gender something.
Do you think so?
Yes. It's not a gender something.
Here's why I say so. Do you know, because a guy likes you, he decides to buy a land that he doesn't need or doesn't want. It doesn't apply to you.
It depends on the amount of property. I cannot be selling 500 million property, and a man wants to buy 500 million property he does not like because he likes it.
Trust me.
500 or $1 billion.
First of all, let me tell you.
Because he wants to impress
yes,
me.
being a man.
All this Odogo Pereira something for TV.
Okay, he actually displays in real life. It's either it's in a big scale or it's in a little scale, just depending on.
Except he's buying the property for me. In my name.
Has that happened?
To me before?
Yes.
No, really. All properties I had, I purchased them myself.
How many % sure are you?
That's why you not give me the money to.
I didn't say.
First of all, my first property I bought was a tree by butter. My ever first property. I told the company that I could refer people to you to buy property. And instead of you giving me 10%, what would it still? It sums up to the amount to buy property and give me a plot of land.
Now, interesting. This brings me to um, if someone watching this video decides that, okay, I want to be a real estate consultant, a real estate agent, whatever space or niche in real estate, can I actually make it? Can I live a good life? Can I um, survive the hardship of Nigeria doing real estate in Nigeria? Is that possible?
2 million over 100 possible. Beat the scale, scatter. Reason because where do I even come from? Real estate is something that gives you money fast,
Fast.
especially if you're an agent.
So,
Especially if you're a consultant. As
okay.
much as you're selling properties that are good, legit, you have the trust, you have the integrity, and you have social media.
Hmm.
Something you can get, and it's a low cost startup. The only thing you need to start doing real estate is to have data and have access to this property that you want to sell. And that's it.
So I think there are two things for me. There are majorly three things, but two things are important. Number one, access. Number two, data. When you talk about data, we're talking about mobile data or we're talking about data information about a particular species of client or something.
So before you are able to have a sheet or a data about client or high network individuals, you draw with it. People that tend to come from different spaces, like the oil and gas, there were staffs in the oil and gas and all that, and decide to do real estate. It's easier because they already have a database of their clientele from their colleagues. But for a young person, we're talking about young people, just graduated from school, right? You have to build that database. But you should have data in your mobile network. So
Very important.
Yes. And access to these properties. You can't tell me that you want to do real estate and there's nobody doing real estate around you that you can pitch to and say, I want to do real estate. I feel like I can be your mentee or something. Yes. There is nobody that you go that would not give you access.
Are you sure?
Yes. Except you're looking for the top selling realtors. But there are actually people doing so well in the space that their names are not really known. You can always go to them. I had a lot of people reach out to me, say they want to do real estate. And then say, man, where do I start from? I give you access to this company and say, it's not great. I will not get all the money that I want from hoarding informations. Sometimes collaboration and all that. I give you all the property that you need. And you start. But the only thing that I know you need 100% is right mentorship. Just get the right mentorship because real estate is not a field where you have to do solo.
Okay, so have influencers, let's say like you, of real estate, have they actually made the cost of properties, lands become expensive or cheaper? Because I believe, yeah, I believe you guys have a percentage when you sell or you run a deal, right? And if I look at it, I can say a 10 to 20 percent, right? Depending on the deal.
20% rare, but 10%, yes.
10% works all the time. So now, if a land is probably being sold for 10 million, and you know your 10 million off that, your percentage is like 1 million, right? 10%, right? In order for you to make more, you can decide to sell that land at 20 to make 2.
I decide to sell that one plot for 20.
Yes. Okay. Because you know how to pitch, right? You know how to talk. You know how to convince people. So with that, are we actually saying that real estate agents the rest of the real estate team are making land more expensive for the common man as the day goes, or cheaper for the entire generation at large.
So now, first of all, um, putting a 20 million naira or a 10 million naira extra top to a property is great.
What does it happen?
It happens in native lands and not in real estate lands because some real estate companies have strict policies. If this property is 15 million naira, you see it everywhere in their flyers 15, even on their documents. So
Okay.
if a realtor decides to tell the client that he's 30 million naira, on the document it's showing 15 million. So
Okay.
it's difficult sometimes. So, but if it's in a native land now,
Yeah.
there is no policy guiding it. It's your property. And I want to bring a buyer for your own property. You're selling a property for 10 million naira. I can tell the buyer 20 million naira and do a markup and get my extra 10 million naira. But if it is real estate, strictly real estate, you can't do a markup.
Okay.
Because whose account are they sending the money to?
Yeah,
The company's
company
account. And the
account.
company reflects 15 million naira.
Hmm.
And you pay 20 million naira, the company will tell you, the property is 15 million naira, there's an extra 5 million naira. Do you want to refund?
Hmm. How many companies do you want to refund? Yeah.
A lot. Like the ones I've worked with. I'm saying this because I have worked with people. Can't even do a markup for a real estate company. The only way you can do markup is when I have my own real estate company. I have my own corporate account. I have my own lawyer to make my own documents. Now I buy in the stead of my clients. Client sends me 20 million naira.
Okay.
And I'll buy from you that have a real estate company.
Okay.
And I buy for 15 million naira. I have my own corporate account, it sends to my corporate account. My lawyer drafts out that country, the documents in a way that my client bought from me. Because it will reflect on the document, the price.
Okay.
So the client gets a Solgate Homes, which is the name of my company. Gets Solgate Homes Limited bought a portion of this in
Okay.
Lube.
Okay.
You understand? So that's the only way sometimes it does matter. But if it's rent, oh yes.
Because then again, you have actually looked for an apartment before, and I guess your experience was pleasant.
No, it's never pleasant. The agent will increase the price. The agent will tell you it must be 2 years that you have to pay.
Yeah.
And landlord is not even aware.
Now, talking about years, are you aware that there's actually a clause that says if a person buys a land, he actually owns that land for, is it 100 years or
99 years.
99 years. So after that, what?
You go back again and do a re-registration.
Re-registration.
Yeah, like at the CFO, properties that have CFO, stays for only 99 years.
So
And once it gets there, you just go and reapply again for another CFO.
Properties that don't have CFO.
You make a CFO now.
Make a CFO. Quite interesting. Basically, I have an experience about this whole thing where my parents bought a land, built a house which we lived in, and had self-contained that were a few meters apart. And what happened was during the TVK Amechi time, and what happened, they came and said that it is not whatever, it's not on the River State's plan of whatever.
Yeah.
Now, funny enough, till today, that place is not used for anything. And now that place is, funny enough, is inside an estate. So if you know King Goliza, Aeroplane Drive. Now, if you know about that place, you must know that it's majorly estates. And this was in the Joe Alagua estate. This is in the Joe Alagua estate. So then again, this is my own self-experience about these things. And when I learned about it, I think I was probably somewhere graduating from senior secondary school. And I jumped into government class. I was a science student, but jumped into government class. And what happened was, I had the government teacher saying, you can't fight the government because they are the first people money passed through their hands before it gets to yours. And guess what? My father has wasted all his savings fighting the government in court. So then again, I think this is something people need to know about. piece of information like this, that the land that they think they own, they don't actually own it. They only have it
A period of
for a
time.
period of time, and they have to go and re-register once that time elapses.
No, that's the property have a seal for. Now, so aside the fact that we cannot take away the clause that says all property is owned by the government.
Okay.
We can't take away that fact. But majority, 80% of demolition that was done were done because these properties were seated on government zone areas. If you want to buy a property,
Yeah.
and these are information that we didn't know. If you want to buy a property, you have to go and check in the charts if that area that you had surveyed out you want to buy is within government zone areas. Because there are areas that are mapped out that the government might use for in the next 20 years, 30 years, sometimes in the years 50 years. But it's already in the chart, it's there. So when when the government comes out and say, I will do roads, I will do this thing, it doesn't go out of those areas that were already mapped out for roads.
Okay.
So because we are sometimes when we are in the government system that doesn't
Actually follow it's
follow those things immediately, we just tend to bypass and buy properties when they had clearly stated that in the next 50 years, this place will be used for a shopping complex. This place will be used for when they are doing urban development. We'll use here for an international school. We'll use here for an embassy. But because the government did not do embassy for 30 years, you felt like they had forgotten. You now buy that area. Now, in the next 50 years again, one other government will just go back and open the charts. Like the King Azarias are saying, bring the book of the Chronicles. Open the chart and say, oh, so in 1987, we had said that we would use this place for an embassy. Let's do that now. And we are affected. You would swear I bought this 30 years ago. But you're affected now. Because you're in the zone, you're in the plan. You know, when we bought Banana Island in Port Harcourt, the Transwoji property, it came with existing internal roads. We bought from NNPC pension funds.
Okay.
The NNPC pension funds, they had done that internal roads. And they did it in the year 1987. 1987 back. It's now being relevant now in 2016. But do you see? Sometimes it takes years for them to say, okay, this is the place. And because you didn't know, and you will swear that you bought this property 40 years ago.
Okay, here's the thing. How do the common man, because I'm always advocating for the common man because they are the only people who can't fight this battle twice. Now, let's say the common man wants to buy a land. How does he know that this area is in the government plan? Because this map or diagram you mentioned of, we haven't seen it. I would say personally, I think I see something that looks like it, but do I know if this is what it actually looks like?
Have you ever asked that you wanted to see it?
Yes.
And
I have asked.
you?
No, this is the funny thing about Nigeria with following. They don't follow. They create rules.
They don't follow.
They don't follow it. So they didn't show. But then again, how can we know, or where can we go to? In fact, is there a site? Is there an office complex where we can go and get this diagram and say, okay, I want to buy a land. Somebody's recommending a land for me in Omagwa, or somebody's recommending land for me somewhere around Transamadi or Oji. And this is the land location. Can I see the map of it? And does it cost to see it? Because Nigeria,
every surveyor, if you go to the land register, go to the surveyor general's office, it's open. That's why I'm shocked to say you've not seen it. It's open to the masses.
Where is the land register? Where is it?
You want to go to land register, you know it's Google and say surveyor general's office.
I'm asking you because some people maybe after watching this video, they probably will not.
I can't even pinpoint their address, but I can't even pinpoint.
So I saw something about the federal housing, somewhere around the Mosque Road.
It's
going to Secretariat.
Yes.
before Secretariat, I think it's somewhere by the right, opposite the courthouse. Is that it? Is that part
No,
of it?
that's not it. That's not where it's original is. So now, I want to buy a property.
Okay.
You bring a surveyor to survey.
Okay.
Now, to be sure that it's the exact square meters you're buying back, it has a coordinate. It
Okay.
has a coordinate.
Yeah.
You chat it up and see where it is. Now, where it is now, there is a pinpoint. It's like a Google map. It pins the area.
Is it on Google Map?
You can put it on a Google map now.
If you put the coordinates on Google Map,
It
Google
pinpoints the area.
yeah, when it pinpoints the area,
Google map can take you there.
good. But does it identify that this land has?
No, what I'm trying to say that is like a Google map, like the pin drop
Okay.
when they do that survey.
Okay, when they do the survey.
Yes. So now they fix up the survey now in their system, and it automatically pins.
So this is for your surveyor to bring to you. This is something your
What you do
surveyor
due
does.
diligence when you're buying property?
No, I get it. Because why I'm emphasizing on this is not like I have no idea. But then again, I really want to be clear. Because some surveyors don't. They don't tell you this land is under government use by this surveyor.
They do. Maybe they are just paid for quack surveyors. They do now. The surveyors I'd worked with would even show you up and say, you see this place that is colored red, you can't buy there. That this your property is encroaching into that chart that is colored red.
Okay.
That's government zoning. You see this place that is colored green. Yes, you can buy. You see this place that is colored yellow. They do.
So the color yellow is like temporary to be used.
No, probably something they want to use for how do I put it? Maybe green grass. They write it.
Green grass vegetation.
Yeah, all these things. Yeah, but they write. But different surveyor has their different codes and different colors. Like if you see the estate layout I have, it's quite different from another company's estate layout. So they always have, but by the side of it, they tell you that green means this means this means this. So that your pin drop on that map, if it's encroaching into an area that is zoned, they will tell you that this is government zoning. If they encroach into somebody else bought this area, they say, Mr. Ijoku's family has this place, so your plot is encroaching into them. They do. So we should just invest in having the right knowledge.
Okay. So I believe with this now, a lot of people have an idea of basically the steps to take while getting a lot. So what's the most painful mistake first-time land buyers make?
Pure due diligence. Pure improper due diligence, rather, because they don't do deep. They just stop. There are deep due diligence when you're buying a virgin property and had never been registered before. Now, that property is a property that the children inherited from their forefathers. It has never been registered. The approach to finding or having due diligence in that property is different.
Okay.
When you're buying a property that has a deed, definitely it has a registered surveyor.
Yeah.
You can just pick up the coordinates now.
Okay.
And go to land registry and check if the property is truly owned by the person that said the property is owned by. So it's a due diligence on the surface. Now, what about properties that were never registered and never had documentation? You have to now go and do community findings. You go to that village, you go to that community, and you ask questions. That's where people say, I beg, it's so stressful. And that's where real estate company comes for you. They cover that cost for you. But if you still want to strong and say, I don't want to do real estate company, and some real estate company has come and you want to buy it yourself, this is what you should do. You go and meet another family. Say, I won't buy property for here. Not even I won't buy. My friend won't buy this land. Now, goodbye. You'll be shocked on the family that will say, no, now family not get this land, but two of their brothers, they fight. You'll be shocked. When a company now I was partnering with wanted to buy a bulk property in a community in Omagua, there's a community in Omagua that they wanted to buy that property from. We had to do deep
Aye.
deep search. And somebody had to say, you see this meeting where they here now, this family, oh." And the guy was very close, they were very close to their chieftaincy hall. Say him and the other brother they fight on, and then they fight over this land. If you buy this land, you will enter court case. Oh. This is not something that the surveyor general will tell you.
One reason why people stay poor. What's that one reason why you say, okay, there are people who are in your field, who are in your niche, why they remain or they stay poor?
In my field, real estate, strictly
Yeah.
real estate.
I would say real estate, and you can establish globally.
Okay. Now, sometimes is in the aspect of a lot of aspects, but let me call the list in a particular order. First, one of them is greed.
Great.
Yeah, when they start doing real estate, they want to be greedy about money. They don't want to share commission. They don't want to collaborate.
Okay.
You see these street agents that used to do rentals.
Yeah.
They don't have social media like you have. They don't even have brand identity like you do. Most of them have the client you're looking for. They have rented apartments to rich people that you've not met. If you could just strike a collaboration deal with them. Now, that's because you don't want to share your commission. You want to hold everything together, so you don't even want to. Or finally, you strike a deal with somebody, and all of a sudden, you want to collect everything, 70% of the deal. You want to lie. You want to hide. You see that people don't refer you. People don't work with you. And your name just spreads in the industry very fast. People say it's saturated, but I tell you, you should do something bad. It spreads very fast in real estate. And then the second one, I would say, is that people remain poor is there is no proper mentorship. You can't do solo in real estate. There are people that has been here before you and they've made it here before you. Serve. They don't want to serve.
Yeah.
Probably pride. Maybe they're able because the information you need, you will not get it in one day. You get it in service. Why would they do boy? Why would they do gay for this person? They have the information that you need. How do they get their clientele base? They need to teach you how to. They need to open sectors for you into that places to get. But the only way they feel or they can see that you're loyal enough is if you serve for a period of time.
Okay. So let's put it like this. We have young girls today, a lot of young girls. Now, if we're going to put it out on some ratio, I would say 80% of most young girls today do not like to work. You understand? So they want to be of benefits from one guy or the other. You understand? Privileges, the girl privilege. And I can say it's not sustainable, but I don't know about you.
It's actually not sustainable.
But then, what do you think is the cause
of that?
Yes. What do you think is the cause? Why young girls do not pick up something like real estate? You picked it up. I think it was from university days, right?
Yeah.
Imagine how far you've come, and you are here now, where your neck is a little bit taller than it was. So, what do you think is the cause of these girls making such decisions?
Pressure from I want to be a baddie, soft girl, something. Now, when I was going to university, my dad did not even advise me, hey, don't follow bad friends. He said one thing to me when he dropped me off at Uniport. And that was the only thing I am still running with. He said, you suffer now and enjoy later. Or you enjoy now
and suffer
later. And that soft girl life is, how would they see me walking around the hostel selling bra? Entrepreneurship starts from something.
Yeah.
When Femi Otedola was talking about his journey of entrepreneurship, he said he started in his father's house cutting his father's guest nails, right? That's the spirit of entrepreneurship. It always starts from something. You don't just wake up one day and say you have the spirit of entrepreneurship. There is a starting point. And that starting point was you being in school, selling those stuffs. You begin to grow a desire for entrepreneurship. When I was in Uniport, before I had done real estate, I did a lot of things. I was making hair in the hostel. I did leather bags, leather jewelries, leather accessories. So I was even doing social media page management. I was doing a lot of things, like a lot of things at that time because I have always had the spirit of entrepreneurship. Now they are dating men
Mm.
that provides some of these basic things for them, and they feel like it's going to be like that for a while. You meet a sugar daddy that sponsors your trip to Maldives. It's not a bad thing. It's not bad to enjoy life.
Mm.
Life is meant to be enjoyed. And that is one, by the way. So they go into good relationships. They have grace into good relationships that keep them in this certain level, and they forget
Okay, okay, okay.
they can do
So,
something because they find it comfortable there. So just foundation
what legacy do you want people to remember you for?
or integrity.
Everything.
I'm a very for every client that I worked with. If this goes out, you can say it. For every client, I've never conjured my clients to give me a good review. It just comes naturally. I don't force them to say, "Sir, please give us good review." They just come because they're happy. If you go to our Google, just search real estate madam. We are in 5-star rating.
Mm.
And you see people's comments on our Google page. Nobody was cajoled to putting it there. These are grown up men, but they put it there. So I'm a very I'm someone that stands for integrity. If this place is a swampy area, I'll tell you it's swampy. You decide if you want it or not. If this place is not a buy and build immediately, I'll tell you, no need to lie that, oh, it's 100% dry land. It's 2 minutes away from the airport. But you know it's not 2 minutes away from the airport.
Mm.
You know that it's 15 minutes. Why say 2 minutes? So when I tell them that it's actually 15 minutes, somebody called and said, somebody told me that was yesterday. A client called me for my ads that are in. And someone told me that your property is 19 million naira. I said, no, sir. It's actually 50.
Mm.
I just said, yes, yes. I have a corporate account. I have a company of my own. You pass them funds to my account, ba?
Mm.
But I said, no, sir, it's for 50. It's not 90. So
Okay.
if anybody sees real estate madam, I want them to always remember that I held integrity in my course of work.
Okay. So being in real estate and with the whole thing around real estate, yes. I think you've mentioned how you relate with either your clients or people. I would say, has it affected your love life? Yes. Why I'm so serious? When people,
Why are you
because
putting me on the
no,
spot?
no, no, no. When people come to you and probably they just want something because it happens, right? Okay. As far as you're not denying the fact that it happened. But let's just say it doesn't happen.
No, it happens.
So as far as they come, tease you and say, oh, this and that, looking at everything, looking at you dealing with men, and they're showing you the back of the pot, how has it affected your love life?
So it has not affected me in the sense that I tag every man like that, actually. Now the problem is because of my nature of work,
Mm.
I live in a triangle system.
Okay.
Church, work, home, church, work, home. I am not an outdoor person.
Yeah.
So you meet men in these areas you find yourself, right?
Okay.
And because I am more in work, a lot of people that comes to me are married men.
Mm.
Most of them, that was 99% of my clients are married men.
Mm.
And
Mm.
most of them don't just want to buy property. They want to buy property and buy another thing.
Okay.
So
And you don't sell the other thing.
why would I? You have a wife that you love. Why? You're not even buying the property in my name. So
So you have mentioned two things, two critical things. One, they are married. Two, they are buying properties not on your name. In a situation where he is not married, is there a chance?
if my client is not married,
Mm.
yes, I'm a very accessible person if you know me. probably could be too busy to respond to calls, text messages. But if you get to know me in person, know that I'm a very accessible person. So if I have a client that has ticked my checklist, sometimes it's not because you're a client, not because you have money. Are you kind? Are you a Christian? I am a Christian and I am not ashamed to say I will not go into a relationship that is not in my religion. So if you have all those things and you're a good person, why and you are not married at all, why would I say no?
Maybe in another episode we'll look for what are those boxes that are to be ticked. Maybe we could now give heads up to to those that are interested. Let me not say what I want to say. Let me just read it off there. Okay, so two questions and last for the day. I think I have this one here. It says, who believed in you before the money came?
Oh, oh, this brings so much memories.
The believers.
Yeah, so I have this person. His name is David Oluji, and we had met in secondary school, and he had always believed in me. Even before I had started real estate, he had said, Creda, if you come into real estate, you will do great.
Now your voice is soft on this part. Why?
It is a soft something.
Okay.
And he said, you will do great. And he held my hands on the journey to start doing real estate. I attended the first class he had, and in fact, he has just believed in me outside real estate. He has events. He would want me to be the event planner for the event. He has always just carried me along, and till now, he believes in me. And I put it to him. I said three persons, right? The second one is my boss, Dr. Malik. Wherever he is, may the Lord bless you, sir. He believed in me from the very first time. You say, Creda, you are not small. Creda, don't let anybody intimidate you. That's what he always says. And every time I feel a certain way in my career, I remember him say, Creda, you're not small. And he has held my hands ever since I've met him to this point.
So here we've come to an end of the One Reason podcast. And the idea is to make sure you have one reason to get into something. In our next episode, we'll be hosting an artist who have actually excelled. And I need you to stay tuned and do it to subscribe, like, share, follow whichever platform you find yourself, and make sure that you keep your reminders on for every time we have a video like this dropped off.
Thanks a lot for having me in your podcast today. So you already know I introduced myself earlier. My name is Creda Obianime, but I know you have seen me and you will see me as real estate madam. And if you ever want to reach me, you could get my number on the screen you're seeing, 0811-790-2344. And if you ever want to check me out on Instagram, it is I am real estate madam. Thank you. Love to see you in the next episode. Bye.
It should be popping up on your timeline so that you have good information to actually strive as a young person. It mustn't be fraud. You must not do fraud to actually succeed or make it big. These are little things you can do. And I'll tell you, they have same and equal workflow or energy input into it. So I'll tell you today, get into this and you'll be glad you did. So see you once again. This is your image chef. Picture this.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.